Hello everybody, this is a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, and we are back here doing more Final Fantasy Tactics. But with a twist, it is dot hack tactics, where we're going ahead, creating random squires and chemists from the soldier office, and leveling them up in the vein of how we feel several notable dot hack NPCs would perform. So far, I would say our first wave of dot hackers is coming along beautifully. Protag, our protagonist character, is just sort of a job points engine for us, assisting us in battle and earning job points and whatever we need to advance characters along the way. And just about everyone has hit their final job, if not their penultimate job, here in this first wave. Tsukasa has made it to Summoner. Taking a look, they've got Summon Magic and Black Magic set, as well as the short charge ability that allows them to cast very, very quickly. Most of the times when they cast Moogle, the healing summon, it comes immediately after the turn ends, no matter what. Moving to our next character, we have Kite, currently as an archer, getting the charge ability for increased damage. Also has the ability to jump, can catch thrown weapons thrown at him, and has that concentrate ability, which means there is a 100% chance that Kite is going to hit. If Kite can hit, Kite's gonna hit. Also move +2 so he can range all around the map. Moving to Mistral, classic Wave Master build, set her up as a priest or white mage, so we've got white magic as the main, black magic as the second. Gain job points up and move find item. We may actually go ahead and switch her job to black mage here for a little bit, the wizard class. Potentially to give her the magic attack up, so we know that Holy is going to hit for an ungodly amount when she does cast it. And then you've got Sandro as a samurai well before katanas are in the game, so we've got the knight's equip sword ability to make sure Sandro at least has a sword, while he's looking for the specific one he wants, perhaps in the lowest floor of a dungeon. He has the draw out ability that he'll learn slowly over time, as well as the punch art ability, which means that most of the time Sandro is positioned right by the casters, casting chakra, to make sure that the endless mana machine keeps going and the casters can support the front line whenever possible. Of course, Sandro makes an excellent enforcer if anyone does go after the casters. You've got a samurai right there to protect. So that's our first four, and I do believe this is going to be the last hurrah for this core group and protag before we start slowly introducing others, and I think we'll start doing those two at a time so they could sort of level up with existing dot hackers, much in the similar vein of you leveling up in a dot hack game with the help of others, partying up and enjoying your run up to higher levels, perhaps getting some extra gear. Okay, unintended side effect. I did not remember this being a cutscene here, but there's clearly a cutscene here. I'm not going to argue with the game. I haven't played it in about 10 years. Oh yeah, okay. This is the one where Daisadarg dresses us down for going rogue. He's a little upset. We were supposed to be guarding the castle. Of course, he's going to blame Delita because Delita's not the, snobby noble kid. Yay, cast systems. I'm just sort of glancing over this because I don't want to get into it too heavily. That's a hell of a haircut there, isn't it? A well-dressed man. He's got a bowl cut. Come on. Tell it was in the 90s, can't you? But yeah, we'll get into the story sometime later. This is a game I absolutely adore and would love to capture in its full glory. And of course, I'm sure I'm not the first to say that, and there are probably thousands of high-quality captures of Final Fantasy Tactics out there if you really want to slow down and examine this cutscene in its full beauty. However, we're just going to let them silently plot to each other behind closed doors after dressing down the kiddos, and then we're going to get back to the business at hand. Once we're finally done loading. So there's our next story point, the Thieves Fort, and we're going nowhere near there. What we're going to be doing is zipping between the Zeklaus Desert and Igros Castle, hoping for one of these, a random battle. Now, coming down from Igros is a very familiar location for us by this point. How do we want to set up in this familiar location is the best question. I would think at the moment our best positioning for Sanjuro would probably be right here. So we'll put Protag on his right flank, Tsukasa also on the front line, with Kite backing up, Mistral directly behind Sanjuro, and Sanjuro as our centerpiece. The hope is if that they're similar elevation planes, Sanjuro's chakra should be able to restore mana to Tsukasa and to Mistral. As an added bonus, if he's on the same elevation plane as Protag's getting free healing out of this. Kite's going to be able to protect the flank because Kite never misses, and Protag has the accumulate ability to get an ungodly level of physical attack. Casters will keep the formation really healthy with some healing magics and enough devastating black magic and summon magic to ward anything off. Ultimately, here in the Mandalia Plains, we're going to be facing Chocobos, Panthers, Goblins, but really not too much else. So this is about as safe as a battle can get for us. Aside from these things being fairly hardy, that's a level 20 Panther. Got Echo the Panther. Okay, let's go ahead and just have Protag start accumulating. We're not gonna try with the Yell. We're actually gonna move Protag out because you could see Tsukasa is actually half a step up there, and that's not really what we want. So we'll move Protag up a square. While we're at it, let's go ahead and fortify Protag as much as possible. Since it's a 100% success chance, have Mistral cast a ball on him. Goblin moves. Sanjuro's just gonna wait for the moment. Kite's gonna move back out this way. He's also gonna wait. There goes our wall. Well done, yay, congratulations, and job level up for Mistral. Tsukasa's turn. Can cast an instant Moogle, Shiva, which is Ice Element, or Ifrit, which is Fire Element. I do believe this should just out of range of the Panther. So we're going to go ahead and wait with Tsukasa because we don't want to waste that positioning. And sure enough, the battle will begin as on the second round, the Chocobo comes up and tries to Choco attack Protag, hitting for a quality 12 and taking 35 in the form of a counter strike back. Echo the Panther already sees the trouble ahead. Doesn't want any part of what's about to happen. We can cure 2, but I don't think Protag needs that much healing now. Regular old cure will do it. See, their 61 hit points, more than enough. And we'll cast it on the square in between Sanjuro and Protag so that no enemies could possibly get any benefit. Speaking of benefit, while we have the chance, let's go ahead and chakra. Replenish some of Mistral's mana. There you can see she got 17 hit points and 35 mana. Of course she wasn't missing any hit points. Protag's going to take another swipe at the Chocobo, hit for 35 and take a brutal 20 back. Just in time for the cure to come in. And 61 points healed like he was never touched in the first place. Gonna bring the Goblin forth. With Kite up a step, we know that Panther's acting next. So the charge isn't gonna help. Regular old attack's gonna be the order of the day. Only going to hit for 15 damage, but that's 15 damage at a range, and we are more than happy with it. Now it's time for Tsukasa, and now we've got plenty of things we could do. Could Shiva right here. I think that's just going to hit the Chocobo, but it's going to hit for 54, and that's a kill. Getting rid of the Chocobo early means we don't have to worry about the dreaded Choco heal, and since it's a summon, we know it's not going to hurt any of our allies. Go ahead and move Tsukasa over to here. And now he's on the same elevation plane as Mistral and Sanjuro. Going ahead, dropping those ice shards, and dropping the Chocobo. Big level up for Tsukasa. Both level and job level up. Kite takes 18 on a scratch. Here comes Echo. Basically making the same mistake the Chocobo just made. Attacking Protag, and we know that's not going to go well for him. Gonna throw a cure out Kite's way. Just keeping Mistral rolling on that healing magic. And keeping Sanjuro busy with support duty. Protag only a 77% success chance there, and it fails. Panther hits on a counter. Now we're up to Mistral's cure. Kite back to full health. The Ashira, the Goblin, moves close to the Panther, which sets Tsukasa up for even more shenanigans. Go ahead and shoot at a square off in the distance and hit the Panther. And let's go ahead and move Kite. We'll move Kite on top of this rock here. See if we can't get the Panther baited into moving after us. Protag could use more healing. Back to that panel we go. And there goes the wall. No, the Panther comes right after Mistral. That's a big 45 damage scratch. Probably not the smartest move that Panther has ever made. Going for a Poison Claw on Protag, and it hits, and the Panther dodges the counter strike. So huge turn there. What it won't dodge is that attack. But Protag's pretty down in hit points and about to get a little worse here after the poison. Time for Sukasa's turn. Take a look at another summon here. Gonna take a couple turns for Shiva this time. In those 2 turns, I would expect that goblin to move. But on the off chance it doesn't, we're gonna target this square here so we could potentially hit the panther that's been assaulting Protag as well as the goblin. And we'll just sort of wait in place. Here comes the cure. Time for Shiva to come down. Even more ice from above. Panther's in critical health, and the goblin took more than their fair share. Now Chakra here would actually heal that panther. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and attack. Only 77%. We failed on 177% on this panther. Can it happen twice? Nope. Sanjuro strikes true. Taking a threat out of the way there. Now the goblin comes up, attempts to tackle, and pays for it with a 45-point counter. Cure should go off in enough time here to save Mistral, so that is exactly what we're going to do. Protag actually going to abandon the goblin, move over to the panel by Sanjuro and attack the panther, locking it in place, and making himself eligible for healing by Mistral. That's righting the ship in a hurry. Now Kite's up. Ranging all the way over to directly behind the goblin, and folks, we know what's going to happen here. I'm going to target the square right in front of the goblin, which won't matter because if Kite sees it, Kite hits it. Only 18 damage. But the goblin already knows its fate is sealed. Neither it nor the panther can escape at this point. Panther desperately clawing at Mistral. Everything's out of the range of Sanjuro's Chakra, so it's time to go ahead and Chakra once more. Keep the endless mana battery going. Not quite enough for another summon here, unless we wanted to do Moogle. However, we've got more than enough to drop some ice on the goblin. 40 damage, more than enough to finish it off, and the instantaneous cast is a beautiful clincher. So it's now the party versus one trapped panther. Don't like that panther's chances. Mistral has an instant hit chance on black magic, but there's no spell she could cast that isn't going to affect an ally. So instead, we're going to go ahead and cast Asuna, curing Protag's poison 100%. Get our job points up from a beneficial task. And keep the battle rolling. Another big scratch coming Mistral's way. That's 30 quality damage done. And the panther's still very much trapped. Protag will attack. That's 45 damage in the books. And a job level up for Protag, moving that Knight class up beautifully. And now moving out of the way for the rest of the party to finish the job. Sanjiro's up, and can Sanjiro finish the deal here? Now to go ahead, attack, 42 damage would be lethal if it hits, and he misses. Rough miss for Sanjiro, and sadly one that actually blocks Kite off. Again, he can't quite see his target. That makes it a bit of an issue to hit. Moving back up to his rock, where he can wait a turn. Let's take a look at the black magic. 2 turns. $39 damage. Yeah, I think 39 is where we're at on this one. Let's go ahead and drop some fire, and we're actually going to target the spot that Mistral's on, but target the panel, and then move away and pick up whatever's in this treasure chest. It's a high ether. That's cool. It's time for Tsukasa. Let's cast a little ice magic. Drop it on the exact same panel, and wait right where they're at. Tsukasa goes first, dropping a little ice on the Panther for 25. And now Mistral for the big finish. Destruction of nature, gathering flame, fire! Love the spell descriptions. And now that Panther is nothing but a skull. Big old battle. Took longer than I expected. But again, those were some pretty beefy enemies, level 19 and 20 there. The enemies for random battles will scale with you, so keep that in mind if you decide to play. Let's go into the formation here, see what we've learned. Just gonna skip Pro Tag for now because, as usual, I have no real plan for what Pro Tag is doing. Nothing super useful for the summoners for Tsukasa. Accumulating quite a bit of priest experience, though. It's always great to see the classes flesh themselves out like that. Actually, now that I think about it, Regenerator's still a bit away. Could learn a counter, but I don't think that's really what we're after as far as counter abilities go. Certainly not Weapon Guard. It's tough to decide. Caution wouldn't be a bad one. What does Gilgame Heart do? Receive Gil in the amount of damage you received. My goodness, that would be something. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and throw Caution on Tsukasa. It's one I probably not used but on a handful of characters ever, but it kind of fits the bill. Let's see what Kite's got in the Archer class here. Nothing. Kite's got nothing. Moving to Mistral. Already leveled out Priest. Actually, awesome news on that. So we're moving into some really good spells here. We could do Shell 2, Protect 2, could throw down Regen, which is huge, Raise 2, which is an absolute full hit point revival, could get Cure 3. I think we're going to do Raise 2. And if you'll permit me the attire swap, and even if you won't permit me the attire swap, we're going to go ahead and change Mistral's job. I'm going to make her a wizard here. Gonna have to get her a rod at some point. And make sure we set her white magic so it can help us out here. And if we can get any fun spells like Frog, which aptly turns things into Frog, we will, but we're mainly after Magic Attack Up to replace the Gain Job Points Up ability. And last but not least in the least is Sanjuro. Picking up more Knight experience, and picking up some Samurai experience. Really want to go after Blade Grasp. And so we'll just kind of hold on to that for now. Believe Garland Magic City would be the best place to go for that. Let's take everyone through the fitting room. Oh, there we go. Brand new weapons and armor, which will improve our stats. Getting the red hood and the leather vest. Let's see, Kite over 100 hit points. A big old boost for Mistral, giving her an ice rod with a red hood and leather vest. And Sanjuro's pretty much the same. Gonna burn us for 4,700, but we've got plenty of gold available. Let's go ahead and line up another battle here. And it doesn't take long. We're going to the Squeegee Woods, the old swampy battlefield here. Here we could expect to run into the purple attired goblins, as well as bombs and skeletons. Trying to remember what plane of elevation everyone's on here. This is a tricky one to set up. I think if we move here, put Tsukasa at the forefront, Kite over here, Mistral here, and Sanjuro there. That should line up beautifully for us. Now with Mistral switching to Black Mage or Wizard, depending on which version of the game you're looking at, I am playing on a copy of the original that I downloaded for the PS3. Then it's going to say Wizard. I want to say that the one that came out for the Game Boy Advance, or for one of the handheld systems, had it listed as Black Mage. But she's not level 8, so she's not going to be gaining those job points near as quick. So taking a look here, we've got some goblins. Oh, that's it, just 2 goblins. That isn't bad. We'll let them come to us. No point in fussing more than that. However, I can see something I messed up right away, as I once again put Mistral on a different plane of elevation. No. Okay. It's Sanjuro who's on a different plane of elevation. I need him there in the corner. See, always double check these things, kids. Ooh. The goblin moved just in our range, and we have a charge +2 with Kite. You know, he's never missing. Just as good as a data drain, because it's going to do 30 damage, and data drain isn't a real skill here. Just going to move Sanjuro in place and have him wait. Cast some protection magic here. Yeah, let's take a shot at Sanjuro, Tsukasa, and Protag. Tsukasa will also wait. Got at least one success. Hey, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and that's a level up for Mistral, along with a job level. 30 quality damage for Kite. Getting that archer experience in, and now the goblin comes and does a turn punch. So there's 44 damage, right to the noggin. And with that we can begin the battle in earnest. Protag sweeps in from behind, and drops 45 more damage on the goblin. We're not worried about that guy, he's as good as dead already. Endless mana battery in operation. Restoring Mistral's mana. Going ahead, quick casting an ice spell. Do more than enough damage. This will do 114 damage. Isn't that ridiculous? And since Tsukasa doesn't have to do much in the way of offense, let's go ahead and use his powers for good. Drop a Moogle summon, hitting most of the party, even though Kite's the only one, to the best of my knowledge, who's taken any damage. And because of that short charge, Tsukasa is going to go right before Mistral. Jump in line there. Curing Magic, get out of the way. Curing Magic coming first. And picking up some quality job points there. Yeah, 114 damage. That goblin was not sticking around for the long haul. Kite able to span quite a distance. Ooh, we have another charge situation. Absolutely do. Fire for the square in back of the goblin. And the little elevation difference actually made that an outright miss. So there you go. That can in fact happen. Retreat a bit. Have Protag accumulate again. Goblin's going to move right beside Kite and pull off a tackle, but it's blocked. The shield Kite's carrying, Kite's kite, if you will, manages to protect him. Another chakra to replenish mana. I think we should be good there. Got the job level off for Sandro, and that's the important thing. Go ahead and move Mistral down. This time we're going to try for a wall. Only 68%. Let's put it on Protag. Not the most useful casting of all time, but it is a guaranteed hit. And that's what we're after here. Move Tsukasa up. And since he was nice enough to take the healing summon last time, let's go ahead and drop a Shiva directly on this goblin. 91 damage coming. Not an outright kill, but certainly more than enough to let it know its days are numbered, and that number is low. Probably divisible by 1, but not too many others. Kite back up, and we're going to try a jump this time. I'm going to do 18 damage if it hits. Move Protag back to the forefront here. And accumulate one more time, meaning that if that goblin is foolhardy enough to move, it's going up against a pretty loaded protagonist. Sandro can't really do much of anything to help, but he will move closer to the action. Here comes the jump. There's 18 quality damage, but he takes 32 to the noggin to Kite on the counter. Never a good feeling. Tsukasa gets tackled there. Does not trigger the caution ability, but it does bring Mistral back up. As we know, that regular old ice spell is going to do an obscene amount of damage. Move her out this way. And down goes the Goblin, 105. Clearly that battle could have just been solved from the get-go by Mistral, but that wasn't quite what we were after. Sorry. It is hot, and I took that little pause in the action to drink about a pint of iced tea in one go. As I said, toasty, toasty day. Still just working up summoner points for Tsukasa. Kite able to get that charge +3, and that is absolutely where we want to go. I'm thinking once we get charge +4, we'll change to Lancer. Get those jump abilities worked on a bit. Okay, what do we have going as a wizard here? 120. Not too much we could do with that. 500 is Frog, that one we want. Flare would also be fun at 900. But ultimately the first thing we're going for here is Magic Attack Up, because Magic Attack Up and Holy are an unreal combination. We will just be smiting undead, the likes of which you have never seen before. Samurai Sandro's still working his way through. So let's go ahead for one more battle here and call it a wrap. Didn't get the Zeklaus Desert. That's what I was kind of hoping for, actually. I was hoping to get the desert. Instead, we'll get the Squeegee Woods one more time. Coming from the opposite side of the woods. Really not sure how to set up here, but we will do our best. Put Kite and Protag out front. Mistral, Sanjuro, and Tsukasa in the back, and hopefully things line up elevation-wise for the Endless Mana Battery. This formation does have the added effect of putting that gap right in the middle of the front line, so if there are any untoward skeletons, they'll probably charge directly in, not realizing the trap we've set for them. I do see a skeleton as well as a bomb in the opening sort of spin around the battlefield. As usual for random battles, it's defeat all enemies, and really 90% of your goals in this game are just that. Occasionally you'll have a save person X or kill person Y, but that's about it. This time everyone's a little bit away, so we're going to take a turn here and yell with Protag. Okay, we have elevation 5 for Tsukasa, 2.5 for Mistral. Okay, this 4.5 area is about the best place it's looking. We'll want Sanjuro in the middle, and then Tsukasa and Mistral on either side, front and back. And that's where we'll set up the Endless Mana Battery. So let's go ahead and yell with Protag. Upping the speed a little bit. Got 2 goblins as well as the bomb and the skeleton. Maybe 2 skeletons. Nah, 1. It just moved first. Sorry folks, mine got a little bit foggy on that one. Kite will just wait. Move Mistral up to the front spot since she was the first to move. Let's have her act as usual, throwing a wall right around Protag, because that 100% chance is too good to pass up. Moving Sanjuro into position next, and well, actually we're not going to perform the chakra because wall hasn't been cast yet. Move Tsukasa in behind, and now our Endless Mana battery is set up. Get the wall spell cast, and now Protag is sped up and protected, meaning that it's the perfect time to start accumulating some physical attack power, and with it some Knight experience. The rest of this early battle is just a waiting game for when the monsters get in range. That really should be this round. Use the chakra. Replenish that MP. And another big level up for Sanjuro, hitting level 12. Take a look at some black magic. Do we have the range with ice? We absolutely do. And it's going to be lethal on one goblin, possibly both. So we'll just set up the panel there and wait for the spell to go off. Don't think it'll take too long. Accumulate once more with Protag. And just kind of chill where we're at. Oh, good. Sanjuro did level last time, which means that he's down 2 hit points. So just for the sake of some cheap experience, we're going to Moogle our entire party just to heal Sanjuro 2 points. Big level up for Tsukasa as well. And just add insult to injury. Since the goblin's in attack range for Kite, we'll fire a bolt off and hit for 18. Now it's time for the main event. Mistral's casting Ice. Kills both goblins and damages the bomb for 30. Huge spell there. All of this before the skeleton finally gets in range to Thunder Soul at Mistral. Which would be frightening if she wasn't getting free healing from the chakra. Now the bomb's gonna slide up slowly, carefully, and creepily. Here comes another chakra. Just waiting in place. One more accumulate, and Protag should be ready to join the fray. You can see Protag's up to level 22. What are we getting out of a fire here? 128 damage. Now what are we getting out of a... See, we still don't have enough MP outright for a holy. Could hit for 88, or we could try a raise 2, which should outright kill this. 86%, I like those chances. We're actually going to try a raise 2 with Mistral, who's quickly becoming the most lethal member of the party. Go ahead, toss some more damage the bomb's way. 18 quality damage done by Kite. There goes the wall spell. Skeleton's going to come up as close as possible, and it's actually going to try to Thunder Soul Sanjuro. Bold strategy there, going after the samurai. Probably one that's not going to work too well for him. But Tsukasa's best route here is just to keep healing, and healing's what he's going to do, providing that support. instant relief. Let's accumulate one more time, because I'm really curious to see if the raise 2 is going to work. Here it comes. Get the orb of light down from above, and 175 damage and a kill. Now here comes the bomb right next to Kite. 28 damage dealt. Sandro going to abandon his post on the Endless Mana battery. Going to attack the bomb for 42 damage. Mistral going to throw a Cure out here. Can hit both Sandro and Kite with a Cure too, and it's only going to take 2 turns. So we'll do that, and we'll move to this 5 elevation spot. Go ahead and have... Oh, can't jump. Could charge +1 though. Okay, let's go ahead and measure out how far we have to move here. Okay, so if we moved to this square, we should be able to hit the bomb directly with a shot. And that's what we want. Let's move to this one, just in case. Charge +1. And yeah, that's more than enough for lethal. I suppose this means that Kite won't be in on the cure. Such is life. Sandro gets healed, we get experience and job points, and that's really the thing that matters. Poor Protag never did get in this battle, but we'll just keep accumulating for the sake of that sweet, sweet night job points. And there's the charge for the kill. Kite with a quality kill. And that's going to do it for our final battle here. We'll take a quick look at the job points gained and whether or not we're grabbing any abilities here before jumping out. And like I said, next time we're probably going to create 2 new ones. So if you're on the NetSlum Discord, the official Discord for the lobby server for .hack Fragment, don't be surprised if I jump on there and ask another question. Hopefully you respond. Looking forward to any and all feedback on that. I've got a couple lined up, but I'm interested in as much feedback as possible. And yeah, by next week's upload, the 2 most popular, from what I hear, are going to be brand new and training, which means that, at least for the foreseeable future, this was the last edition I plan on using Protag in. We'll still get plenty of action in story battles and whatnot, which will occasionally find their way into these uploads, but he's had a good run, and this is really about the hackers more than anything. Summoner at 180 really can't do much of anything. Kite picked some of the job points back, but nothing too crazy. Of course, it is worth mentioning that we could start picking these up. Be able to break pieces of armor with our shots. That would be a neat ability. Take a look at Mistral here. 200 points, not super terrible there. Halfway to our magic attack up already. And Sandro is halfway to the Blade Grasp. So yeah, that's about it, and I do believe it's time to save up and head out. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming. Thank you for watching, and we will see you around.